Hello and welcome. Today, we're exploring the world of economic sanctions. What are they exactly? Essentially, they're penalties imposed by nations or international bodies like the UN on other states, groups, or individuals. The goal is usually to pressure the target into changing its behavior, maybe regarding its foreign policy, human rights record, or weapons programs, by hitting them economically. Sanctions are often seen as a middle path between diplomatic talks and military action. The idea of using economic pressure isn't new. Way back in 432 BCE, Athens banned traders from Megara. Fast forward through history, blockades and embargoes were common in wartime. After World War I, the League of Nations tried to formalize sanctions as an alternative to war, though early attempts often fell short. The UN Charter, post-World War II, empowered the Security Council to impose sanctions. We saw examples during the Cold War, like the US embargo on Cuba. The 1990s saw a big increase, especially comprehensive sanctions like those on Iraq. But because these broad sanctions often hurt ordinary people terribly, there's been a shift towards more targeted measures. How do these sanctions work? There are several types. Trade sanctions restrict imports or exports. Think arms embargoes or bans on specific goods. Financial sanctions target money flows, freezing assets, blocking access to banks or financial systems like SWIFT, or banning investment. Then there are smart or targeted sanctions, designed to hit specific leaders, companies, or key sectors like energy or defense, while trying to spare the general population. This category includes asset freezes and travel bans on individuals. We also hear about primary sanctions, affecting those in the sanctioning country, and secondary sanctions, which penalize third parties for doing business with the target. But the big question is, do they actually work? The answer is complex and heavily debated. Success isn't easily measured. Does success mean causing economic damage or achieving the specific political goal? Studies show mixed results. Some find success rates are quite low, while others suggest they contribute modestly to achieving goals in about a third of cases. Several factors influence whether sanctions are likely to succeed. Having broad international support, like UN backing, makes them stronger than one country acting alone. The target country matters too. Sanctions tend to be more effective against smaller, economically weaker countries that rely heavily on the sanctioning nations. The type of sanction also plays a role. Financial sanctions are often seen as particularly powerful today, and having clear, achievable goals and strong enforcement to prevent cheating are crucial. Despite being a common tool, sanctions face serious criticism. Comprehensive sanctions are blamed for causing devastating humanitarian crises, food shortages, medical supply issues, hurting civilians without necessarily changing the regime's behavior. Sometimes, sanctions can even backfire, causing a rally around the flag effect, where people support their government more strongly against the external pressure. Targets often find ways around sanctions, using illicit trade, relying on non-sanctioning countries, or setting up complex shell companies. Plus, sanctions can cost the countries imposing them through lost trade and investment, and might even provoke retaliation. In conclusion, economic sanctions are a prominent instrument in international affairs, a way to exert pressure short of military force. They've evolved significantly over time, moving towards more targeted approaches. However, their effectiveness remains a subject of ongoing debate and depends heavily on context. While they can inflict economic hardship, translating that into desired political change is uncertain and carries risks, especially humanitarian ones. Evaluating their strategic value, ethical implications, and real-world impact remains essential in our complex global landscape. Thanks for tuning in.